Day after chemo stage 1 transfusion. I know I did a bit of filming last night, but to be honest with you, my memory is that it was kind of a garble. I don't think I was really making much sense. I had to stop on the way home to be sick. I took a couple of the furosemide or whatever it was to help me pass urine, and then promptly sicked them back up 2 minutes later. But I had 2 other pills, one of which was meant to be for today and one for tomorrow, so I took them both instead and had a wonderful evening, getting up maybe 8 or 9 million times in the night. Furosemide is a nightmare. You have quite a lot of it over the course of the HSCT process when you're in hospital. I had most of it. I had loads more when I was actually in hospital as an inpatient, but at that point you have a catheter, which is an entirely separate issue, but you have the catheter, so it doesn't really matter. You just, all that really happens is you keep filling up your massive bag of wee. Having it at home like this, I think I weed out every half an hour, every 20 minutes, like pretty much all night, but no massive sickness this morning still. Managed to have some delicious plain toast, and then had chicken and rice like a dog for lunch, and playing it fairly safe with food, except for a white Twix, which I did eat and not tell my wife about. I was potentially thinking of going into work today. I could probably have gone in for a couple of hours. My wife was quite insistent that I don't try and do too much. My plan was actually to go back to work for the time in between the first round of chemo, and then go back for a few weeks before I went in for stage 2. But that didn't happen. I got ill. I got like a cold and stuff. So in the end, despite my plan, I couldn't go back in, which obviously has a knock-on effect for your sick note at the other end. So only a little worse than Lemtrada. I generally feel a little more tired and run down than I did with that, but it's not a huge difference. A little more sicky, maybe a little less tired, but comparable at this stage. Although being honest, the thought of doing 4 of those in a day at this stage doesn't sound too appealing. So I wasn't nervous about it or dreading it. Just the thought of having to do it all again and feeling like, I considered what it would be like to feel that kind of rubbish and run down, and then amplify it by 4 straight in a row. I didn't really fancy it. That's it. I don't think there's going to be much else to report, at least I hope, for a little while until I start my injections tomorrow. So, goodbye for now. That's my dog. I love my dog. Don't, oh yeah, don't lick me. Don't lick me. No, 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 no. Okay, so...
Needle. Is this the bit from the needle?
No, the needle's here.
Where?
I'll show you. Get your chair and you can watch.
First day of injections for mobilisation. My wife, who is a nurse, has been given permission to give me the injection, so I don't have to keep going back to Derriford. My mother-in-law is here to help me film it. Say hello, mother-in-law.
Hello.
My son is going to be assistant as well. I give me a big kiss. He give me nice kisses.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's
okay. It's okay.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Daddy forgot.
We're not meant to do kisses, and he gave me a big kiss.
Okay.
Charlie, it's fine, mate. It's fine. Everything's fine. Oh. What's he doing? Explain to me what we've got here.
Oh, this is your granulocyte injections. So your growth factor hormone injection.
So what's all that stuff? So obviously the needle I understand, but there are 2 vials of stuff and there's a powder. What are these? I'm in the very fortunate position where my wife basically did it all for me. So I videoed her doing the process, and I videoed her obviously doing the injection, so hopefully you can take something from that, but I didn't really have to learn it. And I was quite lucky because she was able to do it at home. I didn't have to make the hour and 20-minute drive up to Derriford each day to have them done.
So this is the granulocyte, this is the drug, and this is the water for injection. So it's sterile water that we're going to mix that in. But Daddy needs to have 2. So you're going to give Daddy this one. That's your, hang on, that's your, Mummy keep it in case something happens with these and we might need it.
My son didn't really understand the whole treatment thing. We were trying to get his head around it. So my wife, obviously having this second sort of saline solution, let him be a part of it, which was hopefully to make him feel a bit more comfortable with Daddy having to have injections.
The drawing up needle.
What's a drawing up needle?
This is what we're going to draw the drug up with. We have to take this one off.
Yes. Can I touch that?
No.
Why?
Because it's, see this end and this end?
Yeah.
It's called non-touch, so you mustn't touch them because it keeps it all clean like that.
See what you store it in?
Yeah.
And,
So this is a jug, so you pop the cap off, like that.
yeah.
It's quite nice you're explaining it to a 4-year-old, but it works really well explaining it to me as well. It's quite good.
Yes.
You squirt some of this in. You see it all dissolves. You squirt it all around the bottom. Give it a shake.
Give your tongue will shake.
No, keep watching Mummy, keep watching. Keep watching Mummy.
So we have to make sure we get, see all the powder's gone from the bottom.
Yeah.
And then we tip it upside down. See the needle there? Put the needle at the bottom and then let it go and it will all fill up. Like that. And make sure there's quite a bit more in. Get rid of the air. Draw it back up again. There we go. See we've got all? Yeah. You have to make sure you get all of it. That's why.
Quite a lot of liquid for a subcut.
It's the maximum you
That's
give us a
it.
subcut as a meal.
Mummy,
Mummy,
why do we have to put so much in? That would fill the whole tip too.
That's a good point. It is quite a lot.
Because they've worked out how much Daddy weighs and then how much of this he needs. So that was just for drawing it up. So we take that one off, like that. And then we're going to put no.
Why?
Because like I said, it's got to be clean. And then we put this one on, and this is the end that will go into Daddy.
You okay with all that, Monkey?
Yeah.
Oh, have you got one as well? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Come on then. Let's do those injections.
Bye.
And 6 minutes into the video, the stabbing finally begins.
Are they?
Yeah.
So what we got to do
Yeah.
is, so you can't get near the belly button. So you have to do about 2 centimetres away. You've got to pinch up a bit of fat like that.
Yeah.
And then, should we take the lid off for you?
Right, hang on.
Pinch a
About
bit.
there.
Yeah, pinch a bit of fat. Should we do it at the same time?
Yeah.
We'll do it at the same time.
Right now.
And then put your end into there. That's it. And give Daddy his injection.
That's it, go on, Monkey. You're
Go
gonna
on.
so get some fat, that's it, and squeeze. Oh, he's doing it, Mummy.
Good boy, all in.
He's doing
That's
it, keep
okay.
going, keep going.
Keep squeezing.
Squeeze!
Like that. Good job,
That was brilliant.
Charlie.
Thank you so much.
Wipe it on the turf. On the
Sorry, it's a
turf.
big volume.
Wipe it on the turf. 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 All done. All
done.
clean.
What am I doing with my face?
And then wipe it on Daddy.
It is a lot of liquid though. It takes a while, and it goes in. It's a bit ouch. Not like really painful, but ouch. Thanks. Could I?
You're done.
Thanks very
Won't
much.
bleed because it's not iron.
Oh, cool. Okay, all done. So that was thank you very much, Jane. So that was quite a lot of liquid. So it stinged a little bit, but not too much. Not too much. And my monkey here gave me an excellent first one, didn't you? How do you think you did? Come here, you can cuddle me. You were gonna give me a... Hey, you started to give me a cuddle. You finished that job. Come on. Come on. There you go. So how many more do I have to do now?
4, maybe 7.
What?
Depends on whether they can.
Okay, so if the harvest is Monday, it's 4. If the harvest doesn't all work on Monday, then I have to have more and go back in. So it's going to be a case of hopefully those working.
Daddy,
And
open your mouth.
my wife reminded me that the side effects of that particular medication are what was it? Splenomegaly. A splenomegaly, and like achy joints, like generally feeling a bit like achy and rubbish, and feeling tired and stuff, and sternum pain, flu-like symptoms, and splenomegaly is because
Cytopenia is very common.
what? Sorry.
Low platelet count.
Low platelet count. I don't know. The spleen apparently is like a 1 in 100 risk, which by all accounts is meant to count as common. 1 in 100 is common. So what are the symptoms if that all starts to play up then?
Pain in your left side.
Pain in the left side. So
Fill your spleen.
that's what we're going to be waiting for over the next few days. So yeah, I'm not going to film every single one as much as my mother-in-law would enjoy coming over here to be cameraman each time.
I like being directed.
I'm sure you do.
It's my favourite thing.
Yeah, so all being well, I won't film again until Monday, and that's it. And Monkey, oh, hang on, I've got my bandage on now. I'm good to go. Thank you, Monkey. He's done a wonderful job here. You're like Peso the penguin, and I'm going.
You should ask Charlie. Charlie, how do you feel about Daddy Op having all his medicine?
Nah.
What do you think about it?
Nah.
Don't want to talk about it?
Still nah.
You don't want to talk about
It's
it?
total not going there in there.
I'm managing family and life, and then how things are with kids is a really big part of what's made it difficult, really, more than anything else for me directly. My son being upset about stuff is the biggest heartache of the last 4 months. So it's quite nice seeing him there at the beginning when he doesn't really understand much about it. Now, 4 months later, he gets upset when if I go out to the doctors. He's like, "Oh, Daddy, are you coming back?" And he doesn't believe me when I say I'm going to be back. He thinks that I'm going to have to go back into hospital again. Sensory overload, especially with sound, is something that is one of my longest standing MS symptoms, and it's actually got worse since I had HSCT and I've been out. So loud noises, lots of competing loud noises, especially like assertive talkers. But yeah, that's household volume with a 4-year-old.
Twist.
Chris.
Oh, Chris.
Like it? What you wanted?
I know what one.
That's yours.
Is mine's already filled?
Yours is already. Yours is ready to go, isn't it?
Ooh.
Trying to shoot B-roll with this chimp does make things more difficult.
Right. Swap sides today, Monkey, because Mummy's got to go in the other side. You come and do this side? Well, it's going to make me more tired.
Very conscious of how hairy I am now that we're filming. Really hairy. You get less hairy.
How?
Put it hard.
Alright, easy.
Put it hard. Hard.
Ridley over there.
Hard.
Where?
So you've got to pinch a bit with one hand like that.
Oh, can you make your hands warm?
Pinch a bit like that.
Oh my word, you did I remember this from years ago. Why are you always so... I used to be on beta interferons, and I had 2 different kinds of injectables, one of which was a subcut that I had to do 3 times a week. And she's obviously got fantastic injection technique, but her hands are like ice, which makes it a little bit more uncomfortable.
Pinch a bit. Hold it like this. Ready? Stab it in.
That look of fear is real. I really thought he had the needle.
Ready? Stab. You've still got to pinch it. Got to keep it pinched. That's it.
You keep it.
And then
pinched.
use your thumb.
Yeah.
Bring your thumb up. Go on then, squeeze it in.
Oh, hello. Could you go and run your hand under a hot tap for maybe 3 to 4 minutes?
Can I do my turn?
You done yet?
Stops it bleeding if you leave it in there for a few seconds.
I didn't know that. Thank you very much. So holding like fatty bits and holding it, and not squeezing, but holding it, doing the injection really slowly, and then releasing it, letting the fat bits sort of flatten back out again, then waiting 1 or 2 seconds, and then slowly withdrawing the needle is less painful than if you kind of go psh, psh, and then just kind of let it all be really fast. There are even some nurses in the hospital that were kind of worked on speed, but I assure you that that release system and giving it a second does make a big difference in terms of how much it stings afterwards. In for stem cell harvest today, unfortunately. Hello. Unfortunately, it's a no-go, which for some reason I kind of expected. Apparently, my stem cell count was 1, and it should be 3 or 4. And my neutrophils are 0.3, which I didn't know what that means. My wife tells me that means I'm very neutropenic. Anything under 1 is very neutropenic. So I've tried to negotiate not coming in tomorrow, but apparently I have to come in to get my bloods checked, and then it may be tomorrow, but more likely Wednesday. There's another test that they could have done that would have, in all likelihood, showed my stem cell count was actually fine, but as it was, it was going to take a couple of hours for that test to come back, and they thought that with my other numbers being so low, there was no chance that was going to be the case. The reason they thought that is because that is the case with cancer patients. If one set of numbers is low, the other one is going to be low as well. Tomorrow, when I do my next episode, and it's actually the harvest, you'll see one number stayed low, and the stem cell count was ridiculously high. So it depends if it's worth waiting. I mean, I had another couple of injections and came back. It wasn't a problem, but yeah, I think I could have had the harvest then if they'd done the other test and I waited for the results. all vlogs. Well, because you're part of this.
No.
Well, it wasn't even on purpose, but you just happened to be there. No, go on, because your disapproving look is actually quite a nice start. Come on, disapproving looks. All vlogs must start. Okay, so failed attempt.
And here's your son doing the camera kiss.
Yeah, he did give the camera a kiss. Yes, he did do that. So failed attempt today at stem cell harvest. Come in, monkey. You can stand with me if you want. Oh, no, not that. No. Okay, that's good. Good. Come here. Failed attempt at stem cell harvest today, which means more injections. So in terms of noise, since I got out from HSCT, I've actually bought these. These are called, if I move my face so it focuses, come on, called D-buds. Basically, they're reusable earplugs to reduce decibel levels from between like -10 and -20. These have been a godsend since I got out. It means that there was a point when I first got out when I couldn't sit at a dinner table and have everybody talking. It was too much. So these are a big win, which means more injections, which isn't great, but not the end of the world, I suppose. Did start getting a sore back today. I've already had a sore neck for the last few days. I assumed that was because of whiplash that I got from a car crash earlier this year. But they might be linked. They were linked. The bad back and the sore neck, all related to this. It starts really small. It starts like a mild discomfort. Gets much worse. The point you're sort of spasming with sort of not pain, but it's like it's like somebody's contracting. Anyway, more on that next time. But hopefully, at least that means, as uncomfortable as it may be, like having the back of a 60-year-old man. Hopefully, at least it means that the drugs are finally starting to work. So stabby. Let's go again with my crack team. Here we go. Oh, she's so grumpy.
Sit down.
She's so grumpy.
Yeah.
We got that right on there. That was moist.
Leaving it like I do.
He's
for
doing
a big.
good, monkey.
Boy.
Got good technique, this one.
Put your mouth.
No, darling, I can't put a needle on yours.
Yeah.
Why can you not put a needle on your
In
mouth?
case you get yourself ready, you watching?
Hang on.
Ready.
Okay.
In.
Does it seem not very nice? Put a needle in, but it's actually very, very nice because it helps Daddy.
That's right, helps Daddy, doesn't it? Helps Daddy get those cells that we need.
And here, your child, just put in water on the camera.
That's it for this one. Just the injecting process. It's a lot of family in this, and you know, it's not meant to be a personal story too much, but there's going to be a huge part of what the HSCT process is going to involve. Your family, your support network, all that kind of stuff. So they're in there. And the next one is the harvest itself. Please, feedback and comments are really welcome. Apparently, I think all other YouTubers ask for likes and subscriptions and sub, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you could do that, that'd be great. But let me know what kind of stuff you want to see more of. I've kind of already shot it all, so there's not a lot I can change, but I can change how I edit things. So I will very much listen to feedback. And yeah, thanks again for watching.